Hi guys, I'm Jan from UJAM, and today we're going to look at the new features of Virtual Guitarist IRON 2 and what has changed compared to version 1. Users of the original IRON will find the new interface slightly extended and enhanced compared to version 1. We made it a thing to keep the original usability as intact as possible though. The user interface is also now resizable to fit different sizes of screens. To resize, either click the window icon next to the notification bell in the top right corner, or simply drag the three stripes in the bottom right corner of the user interface. When you open IRON 2 for the first time in your DAW, a loading bar displays the loading status of the sample library. There is nothing more frustrating than staring at a screen, wondering whether a program is working. To combat this, we added this load status indicator so you always know if there is still content loading. In IRON 2's player mode, the keys of the on-screen keyboard are now on the bottom of the UI and horizontally divided into two sections. The top section looks like a tab. Click onto a tab and drag into the Virtual Guitarist track of your DAW, then let go to drop the phrase into your track as a MIDI file. If you play a key or chord before or while you drag, the dropped MIDI phrase will be in that key or chord. Use this to build entire songs. Hold a chord, drag phrase, hold next chord. You're also able to tweak phrases to your liking by changing velocities or adding and replacing notes, or combine phrases from multiple styles. You set the limits. The instrument mode was probably the most requested feature for IRON, as many users wish to play the built-in guitar rather than just triggering phrases and chords like with IRON 1. In instrument mode, the keyboard emulates guitar playing technique. You play the key switch range with your left hand and the play range with your right hand to create performances. Take a look into the info box for more details about the different techniques and articulations you can select. Deactivate the trigger mode by pressing C#1 and notice how the play range changes to the fretboard. Now much more guitar-like. When trigger mode is off, you can silently change chords on the fretboard on the right. As IRON was only covered with delay, chorus and reverb, we added a Stomp box that allows you to choose from 30 different effect combinations in order to create a wide selection of classic guitar sounds. The so-called finisher section is also included. That adds even more guitar-optimized effects to your Virtual Guitarist and offers endless sound design possibilities. On IRON 2's interface, you will also find 4 more knobs than in the original version. You can now tune IRON up or down by up to 3 semitones, further mimicking the characteristics of a real guitar. The variance knob will increase the realism of IRON 2 player performance and adds fret noises. The doubling knob from IRON 1 is now the width knob. This way you have more control over the doubling intensity. We also added a focus knob that you might already know from the Finisher series, which allows you to set the focus into the low or high end with an optimized morphing EQ. In the microtiming menu, you can now quantize the player to match the playback. Quantize to the current grid, 4th, 8th or 16th notes. This new feature keeps the virtual guitarist always in sync with the DAW timing position to make sure you have the phrase in time and on the right beat. Give it a try. You can now humanize the player to sound more loose or tight. This setting can be also found in the microtiming overlay. If you're using Studio One, you can toggle on the follow chords setting, following Iron 2's chords and automatically changing the MIDI to fit perfectly. This will make more sense and allow for easier use if you don't set a key for your song. It's a completely different instrument from its predecessor. You can even use both in the same songs if you want some added complexity and doubling. All samples have been re-recorded and styles have improved. You'll gain way more flexibility and realism than you've ever known before with a virtual guitar, paying off tenfold in the quality and variety of the rock and metal tracks you're able to create even more rapidly. Iron 2 is also perfect even if you'd never used the original, as this is a full upgrade and possesses all the same key features, plus a variety of significant improvements. Convince yourself and try the full version for 30 days free. You can find the link in the description. Thanks for watching.